Hello and welcome to Car Spotting. We're here in Astoria, Queens. Behind me is a car of interest. Looking at a BMW M2. This is not the car that we've come to see. But it's too cool not to talk about. Why? Because there's one thing that's interesting about it. I've done the thing. I have looked at the car. I've wondered one thing about it. I've crossed the street, and yes, it's a manual transmission. Blam! That is a dying thing to do in the car world, is see a performance car and wonder if it has a manual and then walk over and check. Anyway, this is an interesting car because it is the desirable small two-door BMW sporty coupe or two-door sedan. And it's not an M3, it's the M2 because the M3 is, of course, only a sedan now. The M4 is gigantic, and they have produced the M2. This is interesting because BMW continually just makes small, rear-drive, straight-six performance cars in this size. It's just, now it's an M2 competition, actually, and not an M3. The competition one being, of course, it doesn't have the tuned... Oh, that's a great graffiti van. Oh, that's fantastic. New York. The M2 competition is, of course, the one that actually gets the M3 and M4 motor, engine. And it's only been out for, what, like 2 years now, Aaron? I don't know why that car is parked on the street here in Astoria. Obviously, you just need it to drive around. You just need that performance. I have not driven the M2 on track. It's a very divisive car among staff. Some people love it, and some people find it too much car. Like, you get a lot of performance, but they don't enjoy it. Let's not get run over by a borough cab as we're out in the boroughs.
Queens also has the most amount of cars registered.
Oh, Aaron is pointing out that in addition to being the most diverse chunk of New York City, it's also the most automotive. Take with that what you will, I guess. No, it's just, there's just a lot of, you're out here, the nearest subway is a reasonable ways away, but we're out, and it's automotive. And let's look at this. This is, of course, our coworker Mike Balaban's car. This is not his car. He's got a blue sport wagon. But this is a fantastic little one. This is a first-generation Lexus IS, which you could get in yellow. This was the 3 Series competitor from Lexus at that time. Also sold as the Toyota Altezza. The taillights in the back are why they're the clear ones. Those are Altezza taillights. These were rear-wheel drive. You could get the manual. This particular one is automatic. This is all of the sport cross, sport wagons, sportbacks, whatever they were called were. All the wagons were. It's fun seeing this thing on the street. Because it's only a matter of time before every single one of these cars is destroyed. Because every single one of them will do burnouts into trees and things. It's in perhaps slightly rough condition. It's maybe driven into a few things, but someone clearly cares. They've gone through the trouble of, I don't know, painting the brake calipers or whatnot. This one has obviously had some battle scar and has a strawberry or a ladybug on there. This is just what you see when you find a car that's driven hard on the streets of New York. This isn't a, what is this, a 2001? Yeah, this is the last IS that you can get with a manual, if I'm not Is this the last manual? Straight six? Anyway, the thing is, the straight six in this is a naturally aspirated Toyota 2JZ engine. So it's a 3-liter straight six, iron block, unbelievably overbuilt. These things are sort of designed to take 700 or 800 horsepower turbocharged. And this is, I think, like around 200 naturally aspirated. So this is a really under-stressed engine and will run for approximately 1 gazillion years. So while everyone else's E46 BMW has had some sort of electrical problem or the rear subframe has fallen out, this will keep chugging along. Of course it will not, because everyone will drive it really hard and they'll blow up. But until that day, we will continue to appreciate them on the street, as we do here on this wonderful little bit of car spotting out here in Astoria. I hope you enjoyed this little Lexus IS. I hope you enjoyed that little BMW M2 competition. And yeah, we will adjourn till another episode to find some other neighborhood, to find some other interesting cars, either out here in Astoria. Maybe we'll go back to our home neighborhood of Brooklyn or out by our new office in Times Square. Until then, if you see a cool car parked on the street, send it in to tips@jalopnik.com. We read all those emails. And otherwise, stay tuned for more car spotting. Ciao. Wait. Can you see me? Yeah. Oi.